Nightbeat starts right now.
Up first on the Nightbeat, a police chase ends in gunfire, leaving a man critically wounded after being shot by San Antonio police at a Northeast Side hotel earlier this afternoon.
Police say they were looking for a 30-year-old man who was wanted on multiple felony warrants. The Night Team's Camila Juarez spoke to one woman who saw it all.
They didn't have to shoot him or something.
Shamika Long was staying at the Wood Spring Suites Hotel off I-35. She says she saw the shooting from her hotel window.
Like, it was all them cops, so they could have possibly tried to restrain him or something.
She says there were several unmarked police vehicles in the hotel parking lot.
This individual.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says officers were surveilling the hotel after getting a Crime Stoppers tip that a man with an outstanding warrant was there. McManus tells us the man, who has not yet been named by police, was wanted for multiple felony warrants, including 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and felon in possession of a firearm. He says the man came out of the hotel, spotted an officer, and took off.
He ran. Officers chased him. He produced a firearm.
Long says he saw the man try to leave in his car, but police blocked his way out.
He just tried to get out the car. It looked like he was reaching for something, but possibly, I don't know if he had a gun or not, honestly. And he tried to get out and they shot him.
It's unclear if the man aimed the gun at officers or if he fired any shots. Long says she's thinking of the man's family.
Well, for his family, I apologize that you lost your loved one like that. I didn't know him personally, and I'm gonna keep you guys in prayers.
San Antonio police have not responded to our emails asking for the name of the man who was shot and his condition. The officer who fired his weapon is a 5-year veteran with SAPD. He is on administrative leave as per the department's policies. Reporting live from Public Safety Headquarters, Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Camalia, thank you. Also new on the Nightbeat tonight, San Antonio police need your help in finding a car that was involved in a shooting last month.
Yeah, it happened just after 5 in the morning back on June 27th over on the city's southwest side. Take a look at your screen. Police say the people inside this silver sedan shot and hit 2 homes on Dexter Drive just off of South General McMullen.
No one was hurt, but this is the second time these 2 homes have been shot at in over the last 2 months. If you recognize that sedan or know anything about this shooting, call San Antonio Crime Stoppers immediately. The number is right there on your screen. It's 210-224-7867.
A man behind bars tonight after police say he stabbed his father, then led officers on a car chase. It all happened this morning at an apartment complex on Oakdale near West I-10. San Antonio police say the suspect stabbed his father with a kitchen knife, then took off in a car. The 60-year-old victim suffering life-threatening injuries and was taken to a hospital by a neighbor who saw him stumbling around the apartment complex with that stab wound.
The son approached the father from the rear as the father was doing something in the kitchen. The son stated to him, "I'm sorry," before he stabbed him with a big kitchen knife.
The son was taken into custody after officers found him on Hidden Cross near Les Harrison Drive. It's still unclear tonight what led up to that stabbing.
A 41-year-old man is recovering in the hospital after he was hit by a vehicle early this morning. It happened just before 2 a.m. in the 700 block of South Cross Boulevard, just off of I-35. San Antonio police say the man was walking on the road when he was hit by the vehicle. Right now, there's no vehicle description, but police say the driver will be charged with failure to stop and render aid if they are found.
San Antonio police are searching for a motorcyclist who was riding a stolen bike when it crashed. That suspect fled the scene and left their injured passenger behind. It all happened just after midnight on Southwest Loop 410 between Westshire Drive and Bronco Lane. Police say the motorcycle was driving down the highway when the passenger's leg got stuck between the rear fender and tire. The driver slowed the bike down and pushed it down before running off. If found, we're told the motorcyclist will be charged with failure to stop and render aid, serious bodily injury.
A man is in the hospital and a woman in custody after police say an argument between the two turned violent. This all happening last night near West French and North Trinity Street. San Antonio police say they got to a hotel parking lot in the area just before 9 and found the 22-year-old man that was shot in his leg. Now, moments later, police arrested a woman at a nearby home. She's accused of shooting him. Police found shell casings, a gun, and a 6-year-old boy inside of the home. Thankfully, the child was unharmed. It's unclear what charges will be filed in this shooting. The 44th Annual Cine Festival draws the curtain tonight. The nation's longest-running Latino film festival debuted dozens of films from local and regional directors at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center. Local filmmakers are paying attention to the strike in Hollywood. This is the longest-running strike in Hollywood since the 1960s. Writers are demanding better pay and protection from using AI technology. Hollywood actor Jesse Borrego says the local filmmakers are paying attention.
Want them to exemplify San Antonio and San Antonio cultura. Their narrative is unique, but we want to protect them as well. So the battles that are being fought elsewhere, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, are the battles that we need to fight for our creative labor force, workforce here in San Antonio.
Film Festival also brings networking opportunities for young Latino filmmakers, especially Latinas. An organization called Tejana in Film says in Hollywood, for every Latina director, there are 200 white male directors, and hopes to bring more Latinas into the film industry. Producer Laura Varela says Latinas consume the most entertainment and should start producing it.
So our stories are important to be told in an authentic way, get rid of the stereotyping and the stories that put us in a box and really kind of, tell stories with the full force of our humanity and our complexity.
This all happening about a month out from the San Antonio Film Festival.
The 35th annual River City cluster of dog shows wrapped up today over at the Freeman Coliseum. For the last 4 days, organizers and fans welcomed top dogs, breeders, and handlers from around the world to compete in the shows. 1,100 dogs from more than 200 American Kennel Club breeds were in the Alamo City to show off their best stuff. Bexar County and Greater Victoria Kennel Clubs put on the shows this week and said they were as well represented as ever.
This year we have, I think, about 26 or 27 states represented, Mexico, Canada, U.S. and British Virgin Islands.
The show, now in its 35th year, is free to attend, and the 7 winning group dogs competed under a final judge who selected the ultimate title of Best in Show for the day. The city's North St. Mary's Street project is now underway, bringing road closures with it. The intersection of North St. Mary's and East Ashby will be partially closed all day tomorrow on Monday, so crews can add new crosswalks to the intersection. Two-way traffic will be maintained, but you can expect some backed up traffic in that area because of the construction equipment and the workers doing their jobs there. All right, let's talk politics. With just 6 months left to go until the Iowa caucuses, the Republican presidential candidates are releasing their latest fundraising figures, looking to show they have enough unique donors to qualify for the first GOP debate next month. ABC's Mary Alice Park has an early preview of who may and may not be in attendance.
The 2024 Republican presidential primary is heating up, and fundraising figures are providing some key insights into where the different candidates stand. Governor Ron DeSantis reportedly raised over $20 million in the 6 weeks since he launched his campaign, but has been burning through cash quickly and spent nearly $8 million and had a staff of over 90 people. ABC News has learned he's now planning to shake things up and already lay off about a dozen staffers. The Trump campaign also raising big sums, over $15 million to the campaign. His team moving a lot of money around between PACs and committees, some of which, not only the campaign, have been paying some of his legal bills. The former president speaking at an event in Florida, taking a swipe at Florida's own governor, Ron DeSantis.
And I don't know why he's not here this couple of days, but he should be here. He should be here representing himself.
On the other end of the fundraising spectrum, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie raised $1.6 million. A third of that appears to be from small dollar donors, a good sign for his campaign. When asked on ABC's This Week if Christie thinks Trump will participate in next month's first debate, Christie said yes.
Come on, Donald, get on the stage and defend your record. If you want to be the nominee, you need to defend your record.
One sign of potential struggles ahead, former Vice President Mike Pence. His campaign reporting he brought in just over $1 million. I asked him about the status of his campaign. He told me he got into the race late and still had plenty of time. On the Democratic side, President Biden's campaign has raised close to $20 million since he announced his re-election bid. finishing the quarter with more than $20 million cash on hand. According to the campaign, though, only $5 million of that from small donors. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Alrighty, it was a hot day across South Central Texas. We got up to 103 in San Antonio. That ties a record. But last night in the night sky, you may have seen something a little bit like this. Take a look at the graphics, the weather graphics. You can see behind me, if you squint, go ahead and bring that full. You can see a line of lights there. That is not aliens. Those are Starlink satellites that are created by Elon Musk's SpaceX company. There are over 4,000 of those in orbit right now. The next good viewing will be Tuesday at 9:51. Look in the northern sky. Coming up in the forecast, it's all about that heat, but some small relief in the near future. Details ahead. Tim.
Then, thank you, Sarah. A 10-day manhunt to find a dangerous prison inmate in Pennsylvania is now over. Michael Burnham is behind bars once again after he managed to escape from a Warren County jail 10 days ago.
Yeah, he used tied-up bed sheets and exercise equipment in order to break out. As Shelley Malashi tells us, authorities are relieved there's no longer a threat to the community, but they're still trying to get to the bottom of this escape.
I'm very happy to be standing here in front of you to announce the capture of Michael Burnham.
An inmate with military experience and survivalist skills is back in custody after he was captured in a wooded area on Saturday. Michael Burnham was caught shortly after a local couple called the police tip line to report a suspicious individual in the area. According to the report, after hearing their dog barking near the back of their property, the couple rode over in a golf cart, found Burnham, and asked him what he was doing there. His reply? Camping. The couple then drove away and immediately called police.
You all had a hand in that by getting the word out and making sure that people knew what he looked like, who he was, and that they needed to call us right away, and they did exactly what we asked.
During the 10-day search, on Thursday, police found stockpiles of supplies, including clothing, food, and other items in a wooded area near the city of Warren. They believe Burnham used. Police say Burnham did not have any weapons in his possession when he was captured.
We did link him to those with DNA, and we knew that he had potentially accessed some survival equipment. To kind of close the loop on one of the reasons that we thought he was armed, and he was not.
Right now, authorities are continuing to investigate whether Burnham had any assistance while he was on the run. I'm Shelley Malashi reporting.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, the New Braunfels YMCA is no more. How residents are reacting and why management said it was something that had to be done. Plus, staying in the game, major upgrades could be on the way to some of San Antonio's major event venues. Find out how these huge projects will all be funded. Next.
Plus, lending a helping hand, the international effort to rebuild one of Europe's most famous landmarks. Next. Four years ago, one of Europe's most iconic landmarks was dealt a major fire, damage in a major fire. Now carpenters from America are helping rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral. Inés de la Cutera shows us the progress being made in Paris.
Well, unfortunately, as you can tell, the audio is not working on that story. So maybe we'll be able to bring that back later, but we're not going to make any promises. So
yeah.
But there are some American people who are working on that, carpenters.
Absolutely. But here, we're hoping to stay inside, not work outside, because, Sarah, it is just so incredibly hot out there.
Absolutely.
Anybody working outside.
Absolutely.
Very, very hot outside. Today makes 22 100-degree days for our year so far. Outside right now, you can see that it's still warm, but at least the sun has gone away. That's the good news there. Take a look out there. We got up to 103 for the high temperature. That ties a record set back in 1956 and in 1989. So it ties a 34-year-old record. Very impressive to get that hot around San Antonio this time of the year. Now, one thing to notice is that there is a little bit of light Saharan dust out there, but before you get worried about air quality, this is hardly putting a dent in the air quality. It's really only allowing for a bit of a haze on the horizon. This will not be impacting your allergies in a major way. If you're struggling with your allergies, it's probably because of indoor allergies. We're spending so much time inside. You can can see that we'll have a light plume of Saharan dust with us through most of the week. It isn't until early next week that we have the potential to see a denser plume of Saharan dust move into south central Texas. Once the plume gets dense, that's when we could have issues as far as allergies are concerned. But until then, no need to worry about that as far as Saharan dust goes. Just a little bit of haze on the horizon. Now, late this evening, there are some showers and storms across Louisiana. This complex of storms actually moved through the Dallas-Fort Worth area earlier today. So there were parts of Texas that saw rain. Just not us. It's just very hot out there, all because of this heat high, which is firmly in place across the desert Southwest. Take a look at current temperatures. It's still 110 in Phoenix, 110 in Las Vegas, and yes, 123 in Death Valley. Now that heat high is going to be moving overhead in the coming days. So as you look ahead to Tuesday, our temperatures are going to go up even more. It's going to be 105 in San Antonio by Tuesday. We're going to be challenging records all week long. 108 in Midland, Odessa, 109 in Lubbock. You can see just how hot it's going to be across the state of Texas. And it's for these reasons that ERCOT has issued a weather watch in the coming days. What does that mean? It just means that ERCOT is going to be watching to see how the grid responds to increased supply. And at last check, supply is expected to meet demand. So we're not anticipating any kind of brownouts or things like that because of the heat. So that's some good news there. Then with that heat high moving a little bit further to the west, it's still going to be hot. Temperatures are still going to be well above 100 degrees in San Antonio, but it is going to open up the atmosphere to a chance for an isolated shower or storm, at least shaking up our weather pattern a little bit. But we have to wait a long time for this small chance for rain. We're talking next Sunday and early into next week. That's really honestly the only chance for rain in the forecast. A measly 20% by early next Sunday and into next week. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast to get you through the day tomorrow, mostly cloudy in the morning, 78 degrees. And then by 10, it's going to be mostly sunny. So quickly seeing those skies clear. You'll have a few hours that will at least be palatable outside before temperatures get very hot. By noon, it's going to be 93. And then in the afternoon, 104 for the high temperature. Notice, though, the heat index is not larger than the temperature, and that's because we're not going to have much afternoon humidity. Looking at forecast highs in your neighborhoods, 107 in Del Rio, 102 in Kerrville, 103 in Canyon Lake, 105 in Pleasanton, 104 Rio Medina, 104 in Converse, 105 in Pleasanton, 104 in New Braunfels, and 102 in Canyon Lake. So yes, cranking up the heat in the coming days, temperatures ranging anywhere from 102 to 105. We're going to have the latest on the triple-digit tally and how it compares to last year coming up in the next half hour.
Looking forward to that chance for rain. I think that's our favorite four-letter word, right, Tim?
Never thought I'd be sad to see no 90s on the forecast map. All right, Larry Ramirez will join us for a preview of Instant Replay right after this. Toyota Field was the site of a special match last night when San Antonio FC hosted Sunderland AFC in an international friendly. Sunderland had fans traveling all the way from England to support their club. For more on that and what's on Instant Replay tonight, our friend back in the house.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I've had a chance to talk to a couple people who were there.
Yeah.
It was hot, but they said they had such an amazing time. So it was billed as SAFC versus SAFC, and a record crowd turned out to watch the reigning USL Championship title holder face the legendary English side that was formed in 1879, coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
I saw like their defensive line was like super high and the keeper was like almost on the penalty spot. I say, let me try something different, you know, and I did have a great goal.
He sure did. PC struck from nearly 50 yards out for San Antonio's first and only goal of the match last night. It was a beautiful strike for sure. How did PC and Coach Marcina feel after facing Sunderland AFC before they resume USL Championship play?
Memories are coming back to me like faster than ever, but I'm loving it.
I'm out here supporting DeMarvin, childhood friend I grew up with, played ball with the San Antonio Outlaws, grew up with, played against them in middle school, high school.
Current NFL players and area football greats Spencer Burford and DeMarvin Leal spent part of their Saturday morning giving back to the community during Leal's first football camp. It was hot, but the kids had fun, especially that young man.
Right now, a base hit would be huge. And Young, the batter, that one is through, base
is hit. One run is in. Here comes Albombe. He'll score. And the Rangers have taken the lead.
MacArthur High School alum and Texas Rangers rookie all-star Josh Young helped the Rangers win again today as they continue the pace of the American League West. Plus, we've got the Astros, Mariners pitcher Bryce Miller, and the Spurs closing out Summer League with the OKC Thunder. That and more coming up on Instant Replay.
You think you can do that pop-up from your back?
I cannot. I've never been able to, and I've tried.
I'd be in traction for probably months. Thanks, Larry. We'll see you in just a bit. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, a day-long manhunt is over after agents across Georgia found a man they say killed 4 people there. The next steps in this latest weekend mass shooting.
Plus, upset and confused. That's how some residents in New Braunfels say they're feeling after their YMCA shut down. What gym management said this had to be done. A new bill that will keep San Antonio in the game for major events at the Alamo Dome and Convention Center. State Senator Jose Menendez wrote and successfully passed the Senate bill in the legislature. It could lead to millions of dollars to upgrade and improve some of our biggest facilities. RJ Marquez tells us about the impact Menendez says this will have for the future events in the Alamo City.
San Antonio is set to get a big boost from a little-known piece of legislation that will go into effect this September.
Senate Bill 2220 is just really a tool, a financial tool that the city of Dallas and Fort Worth have used to build new facilities to make them more competitive.
State Senator Jose Menendez filed the bill that allows San Antonio to designate parts of the city as project finance zones. The city then gets state hotel taxes from those zones to help fund huge projects. A zone around the Alamo Dome and Convention Center could bring in an estimated $222 million for improvements.
We could pursue 94 conferences that currently we're undersized for. And what do those 94 conferences mean in terms of revenue? They mean an additional $921 million and another additional 1.7 million visitors.
David Gonzalez says Visit San Antonio testified in Austin to get the bill passed.
So San Antonio needed to make sure that it had a level playing field and able to expand our conventions facilities and sports facilities, just like other cities have been able to using this type of funding method.
Since 2018, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center has missed out on more than $525 million because of its size.
Now, there are other larger shows, not related necessarily to tourism, but are related to other industries that we need to have a larger convention center to attract them.
Menendez says he would like to see the convention center at about 200,000 square feet.
If we could add convention space to our exhibit hall, then we could fit them here. We have enough hotel rooms. We got obviously a great airport, all the things we need, but we just didn't have enough exhibit room.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, if it's going to be hot outside, at least we get beautiful sunsets out there. Take a look at this picture sent in through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. This is from Taylor McClellan out at Woodlawn Lake. Absolutely gorgeous. The reason why we've got a little bit of that beautiful orange haze on the horizon is because there is some light Saharan dust out there creating that haze. But that's about it when it comes to the beauty for the weather, because take a look at temperatures over the next several days. We're going to be close to a record tomorrow and close to a record on Tuesday as well as on Friday. So it is going to be hot all week long, but there is a small chance for some rain around the corner. Details in the full forecast ahead. Tim.
Thank you, Sarah. We'll see you then. Police in Fargo, North Dakota are still trying to figure out what led a gunman to open fire on officers responding to a crash on Friday. One officer died in the shooting and 2 more were critically wounded, as well as 1 bystander. One officer returned fire and killed the gunman. The Fargo police chief says it's hard for him to fathom this kind of crime happening in that community.
For no known reason at all, a violent gunman attacked our officers, firing multiple rounds, striking 3 of them, 2 of them critical and stable condition, and 1 of them deceased. This is it's an unconscionable act.
Police say the gunman also fired at firefighters responding to the crash scene. It's unclear right now if the gunman was involved in the initial crash, but early reports indicate he was not.
An Alabama woman that disappeared Thursday after spotting a toddler on the interstate was found late last night. And there's still more questions than answers surrounding the circumstances of her disappearance. Investigators say Carly Russell pulled over on an interstate just outside of Birmingham Thursday night when she saw a toddler walking alone. That's when she was last heard from until Saturday night when she turned up at her parents' house alone. First responders took her to the hospital for further evaluation. Right now, investigators haven't said what led up to her disappearance or if there are any suspects in her disappearance.
An American woman who was kidnapped in Mexico is now on the way back home. The FBI says Monica De Leon Barba, who was kidnapped 8 months ago while walking her dog in Jalisco, is now safe and on the way back to her California home. Agents say her captors released her Thursday night. So far, no arrests have been made, and it's unclear what led up to the woman's release.
After leading agents on a day-long manhunt, a man wanted for killing 4 people in a small town in Georgia has died. Andre Longmore had been on the run since Saturday afternoon after killing 3 men and a woman in Hampton, Georgia, a town south of Atlanta. He was shot and killed by officers this morning in a shootout in a neighboring county.
The citizens of Hampton, the county of Henry, the metro Atlanta area, and the entire state of Georgia can breathe a little easy tonight that this suspect is off the street.
2 law enforcement officers were hurt in the manhunt, and they're expected to fully recover. While investigators have not yet determined a motive for the shooting, they say Longmore lived in the neighborhood and in one of the victim's vehicles after the shooting.
The Food and Drug Administration's new draft guidance details clinical trials involving psychedelic drugs. Researchers are exploring the use of those drugs to treat conditions like psychiatric substance abuse disorders. The FDA says the treatments right now are showing some initial promise. But those trials still need to consider the unique characteristics of the drugs. The new guidance outlines how to collect data and conduct trials involving psychedelics, and highlights the potential risk that comes with experimenting on such drugs.
The YMCA in New Braunfels is no more. The closure of the facility at the Resolute Hospital leaves the community with one less option for recreation and exercise.
The Night Team's John Paul Barajas spoke to management this week and local residents about the decision to close the doors.
I had no idea it was the last day, so I'm very disappointed. Sad about them leaving. I want to say, come back, stay here. So stay with New Braunfels.
A community convenience now closing up shop. Friday marks the end of operations for the New Braunfels Family YMCA.
This is the perfect location to work out from this area and the only facility really on this side of town. The most comparable facility is probably Dots Rec, but with New Braunfels traffic and everything, it's gotten to be a much longer trip, so it's probably about 20-25 minutes over there.
The YMCA's closure means more than just a nearly hour round-trip commute to a gym. It limits the number of places for aquatic exercise and rehab.
And I really have to be in water to do my exercises because I have bone-on-bone knees for 15 years because I spend an hour and a half walking in the water. I can't walk on land for 5 minutes.
Members we spoke to say the nearest facility with a pool is already crowded, and they worry this closure will only add to it. Veronica Wong Rizzo with the YMCA says studies showed the facility's operations were not sustainable.
The lack of the facility that we were in didn't quite lend itself to continue to expand our programs to attract, what the Y is known for, families, children, and youth.
Wong Rizzo adds the YMCA will still offer a summer day camp at a local church and after-school programs at area schools this fall, but it will do so without its own physical space.
I'd like to see the Y come back bigger and stronger for, families, like they say.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Still to come on the Nightbeat, wicked weather strikes across America. Everything we know about severe storms and heat stretching from coast to coast.